Married at First Sight on Peacock. Y'all are diabolical. You know I want to watch the next episode. Why would you do that to me? Okay, it's about to be midnight on Thursday. Okay, August 13th. I got work in the morning, bro. But here I am trying to, push out another review real quick before I go to sleep. Just for y'all to show that for the previews for next week. Or not even next week. I'm used to regular shows. For the next episode, which is already here, ready to go, loaded up for me. Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria, back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 14, called Stay or Say Goodbye. I'm upset because I know I'm not going to have time to watch episode 15 until tomorrow. I mean, technically tomorrow's in 20 minutes, but by the time I get to it, it's going to be like way late in the day, if I even get to it on Friday. Anyway, we should be celebrating right now. Why? The bitch is gone. The witch is dead. Dead from my motherfucking screen, bro. And I hope I don't see her. We're not gonna see her on decision day. I hope I don't see her at a reunion. She could be gone for indefinitely. So anyway, we picking up where we left off last week with the experts asking if Nick and Courtney want to end things right now. So she's talking about she don't know. I said, Courtney, this is your out. You've been looking for outs this whole season. Let's be done. So then you have Michelle saying, don't waste time. Being in a relationship that's not gonna, benefit you and have it delay you in meeting your person. She don't say that word for word. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm like, yes, amen, exactly. Right? Then Tori's ass want to talk about, something about, don't you have more to gain, or don't you have things to gain of, in regards to staying until decision day? I said, Tori, shut up. Shut the fuck up. We about to get these bitches out of here, and you trying to coerce them to stay. Tori, shut the fuck up. Tori, I love you, okay? I love you. But right now, I'm gonna need you to shut the trap, okay? I need them gone. Specifically, Courtney. Nick, he alright. But they knew better. Bring in someone from a previous show. He can go. Because in order for Courtney to go, he gotta go. So I'm sorry, you're gonna have to get the boot, Nick. Yes. Amen. Gloire. Courtney, she then finally says no. I said, oh my gosh. She's saying no for real. And then, Nick seemed kind of taken aback. I'm like, Nick, I hope you're saying no too. And, they both finally agreed to end the marriage. And I'm like, is this really done? Like, no, like, is this really done for real? Like, yes, be done. Please, get the fuck off the screen. And yeah, so Brunson and Lisa, they said okay. And they were done. So they tell them to say goodbye to everybody. Courtney start crying. For what? What the fuck you crying for? We're crying tears of happiness? Because it didn't look like tears of happiness. But I'm just kind of like, I don't know if I should even care too much, because I'm like, I want you to get off the motherfucking screen. And, they say goodbye. Caitlyn seemed like she wanted to cry a little bit. I'm trying to understand why she getting emotional. You just met her too. Just like you say, you just met Devin. You just met her too. And, while they're saying goodbye, Courtney asks Adam for a pickleball rematch. Adam says she need to get some training done. Courtney, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Because what are we asking Adam for a rematch for? Adam don't want no rematch with you. I'm pretty sure there's other girls he'd rather, I don't know, because, he'd be having his own lingo or whatever. But I'm sure there's other girls he'd rather canoodle with in pickleball, other than Marissa on the cast before he gets to your ass. Okay? So Courtney, get the fuck out of here. You prolonging shit. Is that why you sad? Because you're not going to be able to see Adam no more? Follow him on Instagram. You'll be fine. Get the fuck out of here. So then Nick and Courtney talking in the back, right? And, you know, Nick trying to give her words of like, you know, I'm glad I did this, you know, experiment and stuff with you. He don't say this word for word, I'm just paraphrasing. But, you know, he looks like he's getting a little choked up. I'm trying to understand why the fuck he crying. What is wrong? Why is there still a scene with these people? Okay? They walked off stage left, so leave them walking off stage left. We don't need the after scene of them talking before they separate and go their separate ways. Like, you didn't even show them packing up their bags at the shared apartment and leaving, so we didn't need this scene. Like, I don't give a fuck what else she said. You know Courtney gonna say what Courtney gonna say. This is why we don't need Courtney saying shit. But here go producer showing Nick getting choked up for what? Telling her lies, talking about, oh, I'm glad I did. You sure? Because if he was glad for real, no. I mean, he was trying to explain, but, you know, she wasn't trying to hear that because she was just like, oh, I feel like I'm getting more emotion from you now than shut the fuck up. So you just gotta get a last little jab in, Courtney, I don't give a fuck. Like, you were just saying anything to try to make yourself look good. I don't know if you're doing this intentionally, to be the villain. I don't know if you get a bonus for being the villain of the season, or I don't know. But Courtney, shut up. Like, for someone who said, oh, you know, I don't like crying, you sure was crying. Real tears when you was getting the boot that you chose. So Courtney, I don't want to hear nothing you guys say. Nick's dumbass keep trying to explain himself to her. Nick, at this point, you shouldn't even have done a speech. But since you did a speech, and now she's still calling, you know, talking to crazy, you don't need to talk to her no more. You don't need to explain yourself no more. You should have just when she said that, you should have just stopped talking and just walked away. Not try to explain. Stop. You're going to have plenty of time to explain yourself at the reunion, I'm sure. So, yeah. Then, Nick tells us in the confessional he still wants to find love. So you're going to be on a 6 reality TV shows. What you telling us, Nick? We knew. That's probably why you wanted the boot early, because you already been selected for the next one. So you got to hurry up to, you know, go over that show, do some filming. I don't know. But, you know, Courtney want to tell us in her confessional she got mixed feelings, mixed emotions, and trying to tell us, you know, she deserves more and needs someone who's going to understand her independence. Then try to tell the experts, or not experts, I keep saying experts. I mean, they're the experts because they the ones who choose the couples for real. And then the actual experts try to make it seem like they're the ones who chose. But it's like, you sure about that? Because I don't think y'all would choose these people for real. Y'all was just told to just go along with whatever the producers chose. But anywho, Courtney asks the producers to find her a new husband. Producers, if you guys don't get this bitch off of my motherfucking screen, we're gonna have problems. Back at the group session, Nikki and Sean are next. She's still learning to trust him. He's still yearning for that connection from her and being integrated into her family, aka talking to her mama. I guess. They also touch on physical intimacy, and Brunson said it feels like a board meeting. Precisely, Brunson. That's all we're going to say about him. So then we move on to Felipe and Tori. And Felipe, you know, he said it's not about that he don't find Tori attractive. It's about thinking, you know, trying to understand if he wants to be married or not. So why the fuck we here? And, you know, Brunson tries to, I guess, well, first, Tori's talking about, you know, it almost feels emotionally manipulative or whatever. Felipe trying to look all shocked and shit. Shut up. And then Brunson tries to wake and shake Felipe up. And Felipe was like, well, you're not the person I need to be proving that to. Brunson said, don't be disrespectful. Listen. Sometimes I be looking at, I ain't gonna lie, fam. Sometimes I be looking at Brunson like, bro, calm all that shit out. Like, calm down. But a lot of the times it be warranted. Because the only time I really looked at him crazy was when he was talking about Adam and his tropical outfit, looking like he was still on the honeymoon. And I'm just like, Brunson, your outfit ain't too much better. So what we talking about? But I mean, not that this outfit he got on now is like, I be questioning it sometimes. I like the brooch though. The brooch was nice. But no, he called out Felipe in this one. He said, don't be disrespectful. Brunson, I know you wanted to say something else, but you trying to be professional. But I know he was trying to say something else. It's okay, Brunson. I knew exactly where you was trying to get to. But, he was like, don't be disrespectful. Felipe tried to give a little pushback, but like, look, guys, don't get it twisted. Okay, Brunson, I feel like he about that life. Okay, so proceed with caution. Y'all be trying to show some dominance. Not with Brunson, okay? Brunson gonna tell y'all each and every time, like, I'm not the one, without saying I'm not the one. Okay, so I don't know if Felipe apologizes or whatnot, but pretty much that's it. Brunson checks him, and then we move on to Beljolie and Mecca, and then correction. I don't know. I guess I overlooked a lot of stuff last episode. Okay, so Beljolie dressed up like this because it was her birthday the day prior, so she just tried to show out for her birthday. I feel like she always show out regardless, but okay, I guess she's extra show out now because for her birthday. So I gotta eat what I said my last recap. Listen, I can take accountability. Okay, it was her birthday. All right, cool. Whatever. Is it still performative? Of course it is, but it's valid for this. Okay. As far as Mecca, I also gotta eat my words because I was talking about the chain. I'm like, dang, you already got a chain that says Becca because they said their name gonna be Becca because Beljolie, Mecca, Becca. And I was talking about he got it from Amazon. Maybe if he got it that quick and it's all iced out, right? I looked at it again. It said Mecca, so it's actually his own chain of his name. So he probably so I gotta eat that too. So for that, Beljolie and Mecca, I apologize. Okay, do I still think y'all performative? Yes, but I, like I said, we could call a spade a spade. I was wrong of saying you doing the most with this outfit. What is this outfit, Beljolie? But it was for your birthday and for Mecca. I was like, damn, you already got a chain that says Becca. Oh, get out of here. But no, it says Mecca. So I apologize. Okay. But talking about y'all still, I guess they're doing good. They're doing great, or trying to portray that they're doing great. And, Becca, she's all in. They asked her if she's committed or dedicated or whatever, something like that. She said yes, without no hesitation. And I guess Lisa or Brunson was talking about she's trying to suppress her feelings, and she tries to explain why, or they try to explain why for her. But I'm like, is she really trying to suppress her feelings for real? Maybe by not doing as much as she probably would have in the beginning, but she's still portraying that in her actions and her energy towards Mecca. And I keep saying, I don't know for what avail, to what avail, because when they ask Mecca, does he feel the same way? He hesitates and then says yes. Beljolie, that should tell you all you need to know. He ain't there yet. So while you over here gun hole defending him left and right, he's still trying to decide if he's all in. This is, I don't be crazy. I've had my flaws too. I've been delusional before, multiple times. If we being for real, so it ain't like I'm saying this to downplay anybody. I speak from experience. I speak from experience, trust me. But we ain't doing that no more. And this ain't no F-men. But at the same time, if we want to talk about matching energy, You can't try to match energy after you already showcased hella pick me energy and be like, oh my gosh, you're beautiful, like geeking out for homeboy. And then you're trying to match energy because he said no. Because you portrayed that since day one. You're still portraying it every day. And he's still trying to decide if he even love you. Meanwhile, you are ready to be in the office of his family business. Giving up your career, possibly. Okay. But yeah, so, that's for her to figure out. My thing is, if you want to continue on this path, go ahead. But at the end of the day, I just don't want it to come to a point where you end up feeling depleted because you been all in, giving energy, and he's like trying to get up there. But you keep pouring into him, and he's starting to pour into you a little bit, but not to the capacity you're pouring into him at the rate that you're pouring into him. So that's why I say what I say. Anyway, we move on then to Adam and Marissa. Marissa's still putting into him, and he's just accepting it. He's just taking it. And he mentions there's a family cookout that she's gonna come to. His sister's even gonna be there. Marissa seems shocked as hell. And then when they got to talking about her and her friends and how they have a few concerns for Adam, he seemed shocked. So, Brunson and Lisa pointed out that there's still a lot that they haven't dived deep into yet. They're still kind of surface level. It's like they're dipping their toes in the water, but they're not fully submerging their feet in the water, so to speak. They don't say this word for word. I'm just paraphrasing. So they haven't yet conquered that. And I guess they will have to work on still trying to connect. Yeah, we've been through this. Like, I don't feel like I need to delve too much further into that. They're just going to stay surface level. Dealing with Adam, unless if he maybe just not comfortable talking about it on camera. I just hope he does have that out of camera talking experience with Marissa to really go deep into the trenches. But I guess only time will tell. But I do feel like after watching this episode, he really does like her. And we'll get to that when we get to, I guess, the date he set up for. Okay. Michelle and Cameron, they talk about, Cameron's fear of, what if it doesn't stay good? And, Brunson and Lisa kind of go a little into this to explain, it's all about staying curious about your partner. They've both been married for 20 plus years. And, it's just always showing up every day, and not just showing up just to be there, but actually being in the relationship, being engaged. And, never forgetting that you can't stop dating your partner just because you're married for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. No, always experience something new. Always try your best to, not do the same thing over and over, because that gets mundane and boring, and that's when it could lose its spark. But as long as you're invested and always willing to, I guess, how do I say, experience life with your partner, truly experience life with your partner, then it's never gonna get boring or mundane. Yes, there's gonna be some times where you guys are just chilling, and there's gonna be times where it's really exciting. There's gonna be times where you can't stand the person, but at the end of the day, that's never gonna stop you loving that person. It's one of those things where your significant other done pissed you off. Okay, maybe they left the toilet seat up one too many times. Maybe they left a spoon in the kitchen sink one too many times. Maybe they used your car all week and left you with an empty gas tank. I don't know. But at the end of the day, you guys went a whole day without talking, right? Y'all get home from work. Y'all both tired. And, I am short. I'm short. And I can't reach the top shelf in the cabinet in the kitchen. But guess what? He's still gonna come behind and grab it for me. Even though we're not talking, but he can still reach up, grab it for me, put it on the counter, walk away. And I'm gonna just look at him like, I was about to get it, but whatever. Thanks, I guess. But at the end of the day, just because, you know, you may be upset with them, you're still gonna do what you can to appease that person, you know. So it's kind of like that, you know, you may be upset with them, but if you still hold true to the marriage, the core values and morals and all that stuff, it's like you're gonna make sure you don't disrespect them out in public. You know, it's kind of like the defend in public, correct in private. That's what it is. It's just always showing up, and not just waking up every day still being married to them and saying you're still married to them. No, actually showing up. Like I said, stay fully engaged, stay curious, always try new things. Don't let the depression of life, because especially right now, it's like life is hard, life is tough. So it's not just unicorns and rainbows where it's just you just stay on the high of life, like Michelle says, that we'll get to later. Well, I think, yeah, that we'll get to later. You know, sometimes you have to go through the bad times to appreciate the good times. So who are we talking about? Michelle and Cameron. Speaking of Michelle and Cameron, so I think, and I'll say this more so later, that Cameron, I think, maybe suffered from depression. There's definitely a sadness in him. I think that hinders him sometimes of really appreciating life. I don't know if it's because he's been lonely for so long. This might also touch on why he hasn't been able to stay in long-term relationships. So I don't know, but it just seems like there's some underlying possible depression issue he struggles with. So I'm not sure. But yeah, but he does love her. They may have not said it, but homie really drives 3 hours just to spend the night with her and then goes back the next day. That's pretty. That's beautiful. Sweet. 3 hours. Damn. Would I do that? No. That's a lot of gas. Gas right now is no. But I would do it every weekend though. Like I would stay there during the weekdays, and you know, if it's 3 hours, yeah, I would go every weekend. For a night, no. But kudos to you, Cameron. Good, as you should. Yeah, make sure she's not lonely at night. Good, yeah. I just, it's 3 hours. I wouldn't even do it for 2. But anyway, we get to Devin and Kaylin, so they doing good. She finally opening up, and you know, everybody talks good about Devin, how good he's been in this process, and you know, I'm pretty sure he's used to getting praise for being in rugby and stuff, but in this instance, it's like I feel he's very appreciative and humbled, and I feel like he was getting emotional, and you know, he hasn't ever received praise really like that in that type of way, and I love that for him. And they asked him about his light being dimmed, and does he feel he's fully himself again? So he does admit not fully, but he's getting there. So at least that's progress from the last group session. So cool. We get to Belle Jolie and Mecca talking about Nikki and Sean on the way home. Sean and Nikki talk, and then they're kissing, and Sean puts his hand on like the top of her butt cheeks. Okay, I guess, whatever. I just throw up a little bit inside every time. Okay. Gotta take a heartburn pill after seeing that, because every time I see them, I'm just like, and they do anything into me, I'm just like, and then Nikki want to tell us in the confessional that, you know, physical attraction ain't everything. This couple is confusing as fuck. Nikki, what we talking about? Because you letting this nigga touch out. You letting this nigga caress your ass cheek every fucking time. What are we talking about? Y'all sure y'all ain't fucked yet? Like, what is going on? We get to Felipe and Tori talking in an apartment. Felipe low-key feel attacked. Felipe, we don't give a fuck. You attacked Tori by disrespecting her ass, talking about you like sleeping with multiple women and you miss being single. That's what you miss the most, of trying to make excuses. Shut up. And then he tries to continue to lie and saying that, you know, he got scared because of how much he was liking Tori. I'm not saying people can't pull away when they realize, oh, they're catching feelings for real. But it's just like, sir, I feel like you're showcasing who you truly are, because, you know, you can only hold up a facade for so long. But, you know, if you say, you know, you're really liking her or whatever, and you're going to prove, because he's apologizing to her, saying, you know, he's going to prove that he's in it to win it. He won't let her down, and he's going to do his best. If you say so, Felipe, I guess. But I'm just kind of like, are you okay? Because why you always looking disheveled so much as of recent? You drinking, you getting drunk, you got a drinking problem, you got a substance abuse problem, something going on. Why you always look so wet? Like you just took a shower, but you didn't like dry yourself before putting clothes on. You straight? What's going on? What these parties about for real? That you be going to until 4 a.m. or whatever. I don't know. Something going on that we don't know about. Like, I'm a little concerned, but at the same time, you need to figure that out. And Tori, you really gonna see it through with this man? Because I feel like you about to see it through with this man from the previews of next episode. Well, at least we got the worst couple out the way, so at least they gone. So, Cameron and Michelle. Cameron feeling shitty. Okay, Michelle had to try to cheer him up, take him out on a walk with the doggies, and you know, Cameron tells us in the confessional he feels insecure and gets sad sometimes. And this is why I'm like, do you have depression issues? Because you need to get that checked ASAP, no Rocky. And for Michelle, I'm concerned because I'm like, I don't want it to be something where you having to constantly big up this man for him to feel equivalent to you. No, he should just feel like the luckiest man in the world and take that to heart and just show up every day, which he seems to be doing. But I don't know why it feels like he's doing good and then he feels shitty. And he's always, I feel shitty, and he lays on a damn couch like he had a therapy session. And I'm like, Cameron, you might need to get help. No, and that's genuinely me talking, because I understand feeling insecure, but I don't know, you just seem to really get down in the dumps. And Michelle shows that she already accepts you, and you're like, oh, you know, why would she want someone like me? Cameron, you need to build that self-confidence. I know you're quirky, I know you're awkward. She loves that. I don't take Michelle as someone who's gonna necessarily stay in a relationship or place that she don't want to be in at this point in time of her life. So I'm gonna need you to stand the fuck up and show up for your wife, because at this point I really feel like over time she's gonna get depleted of having to constantly reassure you. So get the help you need and stand the fuck up for your wife. If we want to talk about duties, Sean, Cameron, this is not the time to feel insecure. This is the time to feel lucky. This is the time to feel, you know, happy that she chose you and you're choosing her. And enjoy your marriage. damn it. Lastly, we get to Maurissa and Adam. He sets up this date for her, but it's really for him. Hot tub boats. My question, do they change out the water for this hot tub, or is all these people sitting in the same water? I'm concerned. But he's so active doing push-ups on this boat, making her do the push-ups while her mouth is full of fruit and trying to say, no, you're not going low enough. Shut the fuck up. She's eating. This is probably why she had low sugar the other day during pickleball, because you're not giving her ample time to eat for real. He forewarns he about to get more intense. I can only imagine. Like, this is supposed to be E for effort for a date. This date looks shitty, in the words of Cameron. But I'm like, what is this date? This is a date? This is just another outing for you, Adam. Until you really showcase that you know Maurissa, or you're listening to Maurissa, or doing something she would like to do, you're not getting no points from me, fam. And then he's talking about kids. He wants to start having kids now. No, you don't need kids right now. I was about to call you Sean. Adam, you do not need kids right now. You're not about to be your daddy. You are your daddy. No, you don't need kids no time soon, Adam. Now, do I agree of next episode of Sean saying you got low IQ? No. Do I think your IQ may not be where other people's IQ is? No, not necessarily. Sean was saying emotional intelligence. Maybe. But I think what I'm looking for, the words I'm looking for really is selflessness. Because Adam is very selfish. Very about himself. And not taking into accountability or, taking into thought, oh, this is a whole nother person with a whole nother personality, with a whole nother likes and dislikes that are not aligned with mine. I wish they would have pressed him more about, what are you doing for her? So I guess this is supposed to be doing something for her, but it's still a water activity. It's still doing, it's not really doing for her. It's really doing for you through the means of her, by showcasing, oh, this is a date that is incorporating both of us, but it's still really geared towards around me and my likes. No, you need to work on that shit. And then as far as him and her, I do really feel like he likes her, because he was hinting at, or love is in the room potentially. Okay, that's what I said. I do think he genuinely likes her and is falling in love with her. She ain't there yet though. She not nowhere near close. But maybe that's why she's doing all this shit, because she sees that he does look like he likes her. He has a crappy way of going about it, because it's still really geared towards around him. But I think by spending the time with him, and maybe he feels lonely, and giving him that space to, I guess, be himself, makes him appreciate her. But again, it goes both ways, Adam. It really does. But that's why I can't get too hard on him, because I feel like he really is falling for her. He just have a lot of work to do. But look, that's the end of the episode, because in my head right now, I'm thinking about episode 15. Damn it, I can't watch it right now. I gotta go to bed. It's past midnight. But let me know your thoughts on this episode. Be easy, breezy, lemon squeezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.